Welcome folks, this is Wear and Tear. Today we have yet another flashlight review. This time the Sofirn SP33. So this is an upgrade of their old Sofirn SP33 that came out maybe 1.5 years ago. The old Sofirn SP33 had a Cree XHP LED and the new one has a Cree XHP 50.2 LED. So this one is much more powerful. It has one of those LEDs that come with basically a quad emitter. This is a single emitter here. So the quad emitter is on one chip. So this one is probably a little bit more throwy, but this one just lets out a whole lot more light. About 2,500 lumens. This one goes up to 1,000 lumens. I have used the old Sofirn SP33 now for a year or so on my bike. I fixed it to my bike and so it worked very well. Now if you compare those two models, you can clearly see that the 2019 model of the SP33 has a superior build quality. It's completely new developed. They look completely the same, but actually the diameter of the tube and all the measurements are a little bit different. This one is a bit bigger and a bit heavier. So it seems like even the body was redeveloped. So the similarities are more on the outside, and of course the design philosophy behind those two lights is very much the same. Other than that, this one has, the new version has many more bells and whistles in terms of electronics. I'll go through it. I have tested them all, and yeah, this one is still a nice light. It is in neutral white. This one is in cold white. You have a visible difference between the two lights in light color. Now typically I'm not a fan of cold white lights, but this one is actually pretty okay. It's not going into the bluish section of the color spectrum. At least not to my eyes. It has no yellowish elements to it either. Now this one has a smooth reflector, the old version. The new one has an orange peel reflector, very nice one. So you have a beam without any artifacts. So it has no internal charging function, just like the old version, which I actually prefer. It comes with a 26615 battery, which offers a lot of power. It says 5,500 milliamps, and I tested it against Keep Power 2615 with 5,200 milliamps. And initially I was skeptical because the Sofirn cell, the mystery cell, was actually smaller than the Keep Power cell. I don't know why that is, because of protection circuit or so. But as it turned out during my runtime testing, you'll see a time-lapse video of that. I actually went through that. Now with the Sofirn battery, I got 3 hours of runtime, first in turbo, then with the step down. So I got 3 straight hours of runtime. And with the Keep Power battery, I got 2 hours and 45 minutes of runtime. Also first turbo and then step down. Now this is totally consistent with the stated milliamps. So the Sofirn cell seems to have more capacity than the Keep Power cell. Now the Keep Power cell is about 1.5 years old. I have used it occasionally, but not extensively. So it's still a fairly good cell. So kudos on the 26650 cell. The stated capacity seems right. Now the runtimes, Sofirn provided us with an excellent user manual. They really put a little bit of effort into translation. Someone did the translation into German in a professional manner. It's very well written. So congratulations to Sofirn for that element too. Now as regards to runtimes, they're a little bit of a mystery. It seems that on high mode, the runtime with the 2650 is supposed to be 1 hour and 40 minutes. They mixed it up a little bit here with the 18650, but I got like 3 hours. But high mode would be 1000 lumens. I have no clue if that was actually 1000 lumens or a little bit less, but from a user perspective alone, it doesn't matter. I know with this light I get 3 hours of very, very bright light if I need to. About 3 hours, that's all I need to know. About 1000 lumens, that's good enough for me. So that's the large capacity offered by a 2650 cell. Now I also tried the light with 18650 cells. Now some of the older cells, it doesn't go on turbo mode because this light actually draws a lot of amps, as it seems. So that really shows the power behind it. Now it gets warm pretty fast. It has an automatic step down after 2 minutes. It will go back from turbo mode to those 2500 lumens. Will go to about 1000 lumens. And but then you can activate the turbo mode at any given moment. And I did that 3 times, and I found the temperature was then 51 degrees on, let me turn it off, on the front of the flashlight. So 51 degrees here, that is hot, just as the light says, that's hot. And at the switch it was 48 degrees, which is a bit uncomfortable. That's one of the reasons why I prefer tail switches, but that's a matter of design philosophy. So the heat dissipation with this light works very well. Again, a timed step down, 2 minutes, but also it has it monitors the temperature of the drivers. If the driver goes like beyond 52 degrees, then it will also step down. So it has double safety mechanism, which is perfect. It's just perfect. Now it has a lot of other safety mechanisms. Of course, it shows you the battery. It indicates the battery charge, a green light or a red light. Now the red light comes on at 3.1 volts. I measured that, and then after it goes a little bit further down, it actually turns itself off. I also tested it. It is indeed water resistant. That is so important for me. It is really water resistant. It's just fine. It's not a dive light or a snorkeling light, but it's fine. I also actuated the switch underwater, so there was no problem there either. Some companies have problems with the switches. Sofirn does not have a problem. Now there is a reverse polarity protection. We can try it out right now. Let's see. With 2650s, actually, you could make that mistake. So it doesn't come on, no matter what I do. Let's see if the light still works. Yeah, by the way, the machining quality of the light is superb. It's even better than on this one. I just would need a little bit of grease, lubricant. So it comes on. Now, something completely crazy that I usually never would dare to do with a flashlight is give it a dosage of low voltage. It also comes with this adapter for 18650 cells. By the way, you don't need that adapter. It just makes it a little bit easier. If you don't have that adapter and you only have an 18650 cell, you still can get the light working. It might rattle a bit, but it has springs on either side. It's very generous. It will fit almost any cell. Now here we have 2 CR123A primaries, lithium primaries. Now the light is not rated for that, but it says it has a low voltage protection, and it comes on. The light comes on. Works with 2 CR123A cells. I have no chance to switch the modes. I can't even turn it on or off. I can't even turn it off. It just came on like that. So did I ruin the driver? No, because it has low voltage protection. So you can abuse this light and you can improvise something. If you only have CR123A batteries, it will still give you something like an emergency output, and the light continues to operate flawlessly. As to the user interface, it's an electronic switch. I'm not a big fan of electronic switches, but Some people like him a lot. I guess if you this flashlight is, for example, if you walk with the dog or so, these lights with a side switch, many people prefer them over the tactical switches. Now, long press comes on in eco mode, about 15 lumens, seems to be a little bit brighter to me. Single press, it comes on in the regular modes. Keep it pressed, it goes high, low, medium. And double mode in any mode is, double click in any mode is turbo. Here we go, there, turbo. And then double click is, yeah, supposed to be strobe. Doesn't come on right now. Yeah, no, there is the strobe. But you know, if you use this light for self-defense, I think 2000 or 2500 lumens in the face of an attacker will do. It doesn't need to be strobe. Even 1000 lumens is a lot of light to defend yourself if you need to. Now there's a lockout mode. You push 4 times, it's locked out. See, locked out. Push 4 times, it comes back on. If you can count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and it's back. Anyways, yeah, that's why I like electronic switches so much. No, if you have fine motoric skills that I lack, you will have a good time operating this user interface. So it's a good user interface for an electronic switch operated light. So it actually does what the manual says. The light works properly. Now we'll go outside and we'll test the light outside and see how it performs compared to the old Sofirn SP33 and also compared to some other lights with other light colors. Let's see how this light looks in real life. Alrighty, I'm here at the lake. I'm about to test the flashlight. Should mention that the Sofirn SP33 was given to me by Sofirn for free, so I didn't pay for that light. But again, I'm just testing the flashlight. I'm going through all the specifications, and if I find a flaw or something like that, I will call it out. That's how I do it on my channel since many years. So let's wait till it's a bit darker and then we start. So number 1, we have our Armitech Doberman in warm white. So thrower. Then we have the old version of the Sofirn SP33 with Cree XHP. It's neutral white. It's a bit more floodier than the Doberman. It really gives a good amount of light. And now we have the new version of the SP33. Wow. It's much more floodier than the old version. The light is visibly colder. But yeah, it's definitely double the amount of light. We have 2 guests here. Swan in cold white light. Swan in neutral white light. And Swan in warm white light. Let's turn the light down. Check them out. 3 beautiful swans, baby. And the parents, I guess. So here's my conclusion about the Sofirn SP33 and the new version.
It's a very nice flashlight. It's extremely powerful, extremely compact, easy to operate. It comes with all kinds of modern safety and comfort features. It actually has a beautiful beam pattern with that orange peel reflector. It's actually throwing pretty far, but it's mostly floodlight. Of course, it can only keep that output for 2 minutes, but even after that it gives a good 1000 lumens, I think, which is enough for most applications, and that for 3 hours. So it has good endurance. The battery that is provided for by Sofirn is obviously also keeping the specifications. So I did all the testing and everything is according to what the manufacturer states, as far as I can tell. So I definitely would suggest that you have a look at the Sofirn SP33 if you look for something above 2000 lumens, something that is still affordable and something that is easily portable. So this was Wear and Tear. I hope you enjoyed this review. Over and out.